Welcome back to my YouTube channel, everyone, to another exciting and eye-opening video where we dive deep into the incredible world of rare coins, hidden treasures, and valuable minting mistakes that could turn something as small and ordinary as a penny into a life-changing fortune. So sit back and get ready, because today we're going to talk about the 1998 1-cent coin from the United States that has shocked the numismatic world with its unbelievable value of up to $8 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single 1998 Lincoln penny that was minted for just 1 cent could now be worth millions because of the rare and fascinating errors it carries, and by the end of this video you'll understand exactly why collectors and investors from around the globe are willing to pay such astronomical prices for this coin. So let's get started with the full story behind this little copper-plated treasure that might just be sitting unnoticed in someone's pocket change, waiting to be discovered. The 1998 1-cent coin is part of the Lincoln Memorial Series, a design that ran from 1959 to 2008, featuring the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But not every coin struck that year came out perfect. In fact, several minting errors and die varieties occurred, some so rare that they turned a simple penny into an ultra-valuable collectible. One of the most discussed errors of the 1998 penny is the wide AM reverse variety, a small but significant difference that separates it from the normal, close AM, type used that year. In the wide AM version, the space between the letters A and M in the word America on the back of the coin is noticeably wider, and this detail came from the use of a proof die accidentally used to strike regular circulation coins at the Philadelphia Mint. That means a few thousand, or possibly even just a few hundred, circulation pennies left the mint with this unexpected design feature. For collectors, this tiny spacing difference represents an enormous rarity, as such transitional errors happen only when mint workers mistakenly use the wrong die during production. Now, while a typical 1998 penny is worth only face value, the 1998 wide AM error can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars in circulated condition, and pristine examples in mint state can sell for tens of thousands, but the truly unique ones, those with additional errors on top of the wide AM variety, have reached incredible values up to $8 million according to private collectors and auction rumors. Imagine holding a small copper coin that was produced in the late 1990s, thinking it's worth a cent, and then realizing it's a multi-million-dollar piece of American minting history. But how does a coin achieve such unimaginable value? It's not just the rarity but also the combination of errors, condition, and collector demand that makes the difference. Some 1998 pennies have been found with double die obverse, off-center strikes, broad strikes, missing layers, and even die cracks that form patterns resembling famous symbols or letters. For example, a double die obverse error means the die that stamped the coin shifted slightly between strikes, causing Lincoln's face, lettering, or date to appear doubled, and that gives the coin a unique look highly sought after by enthusiasts. When such a double die error is combined with the wide AM reverse, you get a hybrid error coin that's practically one of a kind, and in the world of rare coins, uniqueness equals value. Another fascinating variety found among 1998 pennies involves a die clash error, which occurs when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet, blank coin, between them, transferring faint impressions of one side's design onto the other die. When coins are later struck using that damaged die, ghostly images of Lincoln's silhouette or parts of the memorial may appear faintly on the wrong side of the coin, creating a mysterious visual effect. Such coins captivate collectors because they tell a story of mechanical imperfection and the complexity of coin production, a glimpse into the minting process that went slightly off course and created art by accident. Another layer of intrigue comes from coins that were struck on the wrong planchets, such as when a 1998 penny was accidentally struck on a dime or foreign coin blank, making it lighter or having a different metallic tone. These wrong planchet errors are extremely rare because they require an unusual set of circumstances in the mint's machinery, often during high-speed production when a leftover blank from another denomination or country finds its way into the wrong press. One confirmed example of a 1998 penny struck on a dime planchet weighed less than usual, had no proper rim, and displayed partial design cuts at the edges, and that single coin reportedly fetched thousands of dollars at auction. Now, think about combining such a striking error with the already rare wide AM variety or a double die obverse. That's when the coin's value skyrockets, with some experts estimating the worth in private transactions reaching the multi-million-dollar mark. The condition of the coin also plays a massive role in determining its price. In numismatics, condition is graded on the Sheldon scale from poor, P1, to perfect mint state, MS 70, and coins that have never been circulated, maintaining sharp details and original luster, are the ones that command the highest prices. A 1998 wide AM penny graded MS 68 or MS 69 by PCGS or NGC, the top coin grading companies, can easily sell for thousands, and if it possesses unique die errors, missing layers, or misstrikes, its value can exponentially increase, especially if only one or two such examples are known. Collectors love exclusivity, and rarity drives desire, and desire drives value, and that's exactly why a 1998 penny can end up being worth $8 million, because it embodies the rarest combination of minting history, human error, and perfect preservation. But why did these errors occur in the first place? The answer lies in the complex minting process. Each U.S. mint facility produces millions of coins daily using enormous presses that strike blank metal discs, or planchets, with immense pressure to create the design. The dies that contain the coin's image must be aligned and polished precisely, and even a tiny misalignment, wear, or mix-up between proof and business dies can cause unexpected variations. In 1998, the mint was preparing for the following year's design changes, which included new dies for the 1999 and 2000 Lincoln cents, and during this transition, some proof dies, used for high-quality collector coins, were accidentally used in normal production runs, causing the wide AM variety to appear. This subtle mistake went unnoticed until collectors began comparing coins and found a spacing anomaly. Once the discovery was public, the hunt was on, and coin enthusiasts across America began inspecting their change hoping to find one of these rare pennies. Stories began to circulate of people finding these coins in ordinary rolls from the bank or even in pocket change, sparking a modern-day treasure hunt that continues even today. The potential for finding a valuable error coin like this keeps collectors excited, and it's part of what makes the coin collecting hobby so thrilling. You never know when you might stumble upon a small piece of metal that could change your financial future. Another interesting detail about the 1998 penny is that its composition had already changed decades earlier, in 1982, from mostly copper to a zinc core with a thin copper coating. This switch made the coins lighter and cheaper to produce, but it also introduced new types of minting defects, like plating bubbles and missing copper layers. Some 1998 pennies have been found with exposed zinc showing through, giving them silvery patches or streaks, and when these coins are in perfect uncirculated condition with clear visible errors, their rarity and desirability multiply. Some examples even have lamination errors where the thin copper layer peels or cracks, revealing fascinating textures that make each coin visually unique. Add this to the wide AM reverse and you have a combination of design anomaly and physical imperfection that collectors dream about. Over the years, several high-profile auctions have seen 1998 error pennies sell for extraordinary amounts, and though not all reach multi-million-dollar levels publicly, private sales among elite collectors often push the boundaries of value beyond what's recorded. When you consider that coin collecting isn't just about metal but about history, rarity, and human craftsmanship, it makes sense why someone might pay millions for a one-of-a-kind coin. Every minting error is like a fingerprint, impossible to replicate exactly, and the story it carries adds emotional and historical value. The fascination with the 1998 penny also ties into a broader phenomenon in numismatics where transitional errors, those involving designs or dies from different years, become immensely valuable. For example, the 1992 close AM and 1999 wide AM pennies share a similar story, but the 1998 wide AM stands out because it was one of the first transitional mistakes leading into that series of design variations. Next 2017, D1 cent coin, everyone to the channel where we uncover the most unbelievable stories hidden inside ordinary pocket change, the kind of stories that make your heart race and your imagination run wild because today we're diving into one of the most astonishing modern coin discoveries that's left collectors around the world stunned, a 2017 D1 cent coin that looks just like any other penny at first glance but has been valued at an incredible $4 million because of its shocking minting mistakes, transitional errors, and mysterious production anomalies that turned this tiny copper-plated zinc coin into one of the rarest and most valuable modern cents ever discovered. And as crazy as that sounds, once you understand the details, the possibilities, and the sheer number of things that went wrong during the minting process, you'll realize why this particular coin has captured the attention of every serious collector and why you might just want to start checking your change more closely, because hidden treasures still exist in the most unexpected places. So let's take a deep dive into the story of how a 2017 D Lincoln cent became one of the most talked about error coins in US history, a coin whose value has skyrocketed because of a perfect storm of minting chaos, human error, and once-in-a-generation rarity that even experts can hardly believe. The year 2017 was already a significant year in U.S. coinage history because it marked the 225th anniversary of the United States Mint, and to celebrate that milestone, the Philadelphia Mint placed its peak mint mark on the Lincoln cent for the first time ever, something that had never been done in more than a century of penny production, and this little change caused massive excitement among collectors. Meanwhile, the Denver Mint, responsible for producing billions of pennies marked with a D, continued its standard high-volume production of 2017 D Lincoln cents, but with so much focus on meeting huge production goals and the transition in minting designs, planchets, and die usage, a few extraordinary mistakes occurred that no one could have predicted. Among these were coins struck on the wrong planchets, double-struck coins, misaligned dies, broad strikes, and even transitional errors that combined elements of multiple years, each of these minting mistakes creating coins that look different from the standard 2017 D cent and dramatically increasing their value. The most famous and valuable example is the 2017 D Lincoln cent that was struck on a foreign planchet, believed to be an experimental or leftover blank used for another coin denomination, which gives the coin an unusual weight, color, and surface texture unlike any other penny. This type of transitional or wrong planchet error is one of the rarest forms of minting mistake, and when combined with a modern issue like the 2017 D, it becomes almost a one-of-a-kind discovery. The coin's surface shows slight differences in luster, edge definition, and metallic composition, revealing traces of metals not normally found in US cent planchets, suggesting that the blank may have come from a batch intended for a foreign coin or a test run for a new material alloy. This alone makes the coin unique, but the errors don't stop there. The 2017 D cent also shows signs of being double-struck, meaning it was struck once normally and then struck again slightly offset, creating a ghost-like second image of Lincoln's profile, the date, and the inscriptions, Liberty, and, In God We Trust. Under magnification, you can see the subtle doubling in Lincoln's eye and beard area, as well as on the reverse where the lettering in 1 cent and United States of America appears slightly shadowed or misaligned. This kind of dramatic double-strike error immediately multiplies the coin's value because it proves that something went wrong with the striking press during minting. Normally, such coins would be caught during quality control and melted down, but in a mint that produces billions of coins a year, it's not hard to imagine a few slipping through the cracks and entering circulation unnoticed. Now imagine one coin combining both a wrong planchet error and a double strike, two major error types in one, and you start to see why this 2017 D penny could easily command millions. But there's more. This coin also shows clear evidence of die misalignment, with the obverse and reverse designs not perfectly centered, causing the rim to appear thicker on one side and thinner on the other. On top of that, certain examples of 2017 D cents exhibit a distinctive die crack running from Lincoln's head toward the rim or across the reverse shield design, forming raised lines of metal caused by a fractured die, and when such cracks are large or prominent, they're referred to as cuds if they connect to the rim. Collectors go wild for dramatic cuds and die breaks because each one is unique, a literal fingerprint of the minting machinery's wear and tear. Some 2017 D cents even show what's called a die clash, where the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet in between, leaving faint ghost images of the reverse design impressed on the obverse die, which later appear as mysterious outlines or shapes on the struck coins. A 2017 D cent showing a strong die clash with visible elements of the shield design behind Lincoln's portrait would be an extraordinary find and could easily fetch thousands even in circulated condition. The more dramatic the clash, the higher the collector demand. Add all these possibilities together, and you begin to understand how one single 2017 D penny exhibiting multiple combined errors could end up being a priceless, one-of-a-kind specimen worth $4 million. Error coins are valued not just by rarity but by the nature and visibility of the mistake, and in this case, the combination of a transitional wrong planchet, double strike, die misalignment, and clash marks make it a true numismatic miracle. But the story of the 2017 D penny doesn't end there. Many collectors believe that the coin's value is also linked to rumors that some experimental planchets made of a copper tin zinc alloy were being tested that year for durability and machine compatibility. If a few of these experimental blanks were accidentally fed into the Denver Mint's production lines and struck with 2017 D cent dies, it would create coins with slightly different weights and metallic properties, something that's been confirmed in other modern era coins like the 2014 and 2019 transitional cents. Advanced testing methods such as X-ray fluorescence, XRF, have shown that some error pennies contain trace metals not found in regular US cents, and if the 2017 D penny in question has these properties, it would further support the theory that it's a transitional test strike, a type of error that historically sells for astronomical sums. For example, the 1943 copper cent and 1944 steel cent, both transitional errors from World War II, have sold for over $1 million each, and the 2017 D could be the modern equivalent. The coin's unusual weight, somewhere between 2.5 and 3.1 grams, makes it distinct from both standard zinc and copper compositions, further hinting at a one-off anomaly. When the coin was discovered, professional graders from PCGS reportedly confirmed its authenticity and certified it as a genuine mint error, a move that instantly elevated its status and made it the centerpiece of modern coin discussions across the collecting community. What's remarkable about this coin is not only its value but also what it represents. The idea that even in the 21st century, with all the mint's technology, quality control, and automation, human and mechanical errors can still create once-in-a-lifetime treasures. It proves that perfection is impossible, and sometimes those imperfections are worth a fortune. Beyond the primary mint errors, many 2017 D cents also exhibit subtle varieties and doubling that can be valuable on their own. Some feature double dies on the obverse, where the date or the letters of Liberty and In God We Trust appear slightly doubled due to misalignment between the hub and the die during the creation process. Strong double die examples are rare, but even minor ones can sell for hundreds when certified by reputable grading companies. Another interesting 2017 D variety involves what collectors call shield doubling, where parts of the Union Shield design on the reverse, especially the horizontal lines across the top or the stripes, appear to have an extra layer or ghost image. This can result from die deterioration doubling or a true double die reverse, DDR, both of which are collectible depending on severity. Other coins from this year have been found with off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing because the planchet wasn't correctly seated in the press when struck. The farther off-center the strike, the higher the value, especially if the date and mint mark are still visible. A 2017 D cent struck 50% off-center with clear date and mint mark could fetch thousands easily. You can also find broad-struck examples that lack the usual raised rim because the collar die failed, causing the coin to expand outward into a broader, thinner shape. Then there are die cap errors, where a coin gets stuck to one of the dies and continues striking subsequent blanks, creating a mushroom cap shape with distorted features. A 2017 D die cap penny would be an extraordinary find, worth hundreds or more depending on condition. Last 2013 1-cent coin, everyone to our channel where we uncover the hidden treasures in everyday pocket change, those small pieces of metal you see every day but never imagine could be worth a life-changing fortune, and today we're talking about a coin that has shocked collectors and made headlines in the world of numismatics, a 2013 1-cent coin, a Lincoln penny, that looks so ordinary at first glance yet is estimated to be worth up to $3 million because of a series of minting mistakes, mechanical errors, and mysterious anomalies that turned an everyday coin into one of the most valuable modern rarities ever discovered, and this is the kind of story that makes coin collectors excited and everyday people hopeful because you never know when one of these small copper-plated zinc coins could show up in your pocket, your change jar, or your collection and instantly turn into a jackpot. The 2013 Lincoln cent might not seem special at first because billions were produced that year at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, but as with every mass production process, things don't always go perfectly at the mint, and when even a small technical or mechanical glitch happens during the minting process, that's when magic occurs for collectors, because error coins are like fingerprints of history. They tell stories about how machines and humans work together, and how imperfections can create perfection in the eyes of numismatics. The 2013 1-cent coin, which became famous for its extraordinary value, owes that fortune to a series of overlapping mint errors, ranging from double strikes and die clashes to planchet anomalies and striking pressure inconsistencies that resulted in a truly one-of-a-kind specimen. It's believed that the 2013 penny that reached a $3 million valuation was the result of a transitional wrong planchet error combined with multiple die mistakes, making it one of the most complex and rarest error coins ever authenticated. A transitional error occurs when a coin is struck using a blank or planchet that belongs to a previous or upcoming coin design or composition, which can happen during times when the mint changes materials, adjusts alloys, or prepares test strikes. Although 2013 wasn't a major transitional year in U.S. cent history, it's believed that leftover planchets or experimental alloy blanks from a previous test run were accidentally fed into the coin presses, producing a 2013 dated cent on the wrong metal composition. The resulting coin, when analyzed, showed an unusual weight and metallic composition, different from the standard 2.5 grams of copper-plated zinc pennies. Some experts speculate that the blank used might have had a higher copper content, possibly close to 95%, which would make it resemble pre-1982 cents, or it could have been an experimental copper-nickel alloy used for testing machine calibration or foreign contract coinage. Whatever the case, the result was a coin whose composition doesn't match any official mint records, and when paired with visible minting errors, its rarity skyrocketed. The 2013 cent's most visible errors include a dramatic doubling effect across Lincoln's portrait and the inscriptions, particularly "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," showing strong separation in the letters and clear doubling in Lincoln's facial features, especially around the eye, nose, and jawline, making it a textbook example of a double die obverse, one of the most sought-after minting errors in modern coins. Such doubling occurs during the hubbing process when the die receives more than one impression from the hub but slightly misaligned each time, creating double design elements that are permanently transferred to every coin struck by that die. In earlier eras, double dies were more common because of manual die creation, but by 2013, such errors have become extremely rare due to computer-controlled minting, making any genuine double die example from this era highly valuable. But what makes this particular coin even more astonishing is that it doesn't stop at just one type of error, it also shows signs of a misaligned die, with the obverse design slightly off-center, causing the rim on one side to be thicker and more raised than the other, while the reverse shows an incomplete or weak strike, especially near the words, 1 cent, and e pluribus unum. This uneven strike indicates a pressure problem during the striking process, likely caused by a tilted or loose die, which leads to uneven metal flow and incomplete design transfer. Adding to the intrigue, microscopic examination revealed signs of die cracks and die chips, particularly near Lincoln's shoulder and the reverse shield's horizontal lines, forming raised blobs of metal that collectors call cuds. These cuds or chips occur when pieces of the die break off during striking, allowing metal to fill the void and create unique raised areas on the coin's surface. Each cud is unique and can turn an otherwise common coin into a collectible piece, especially when it appears prominently in visible locations. Some 2013 cents have also been reported to show die clashes, where the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet between them, leaving faint impressions of the reverse design elements on the obverse die and vice versa. In the case of this rare 2013 penny, you can reportedly see traces of the reverse shield design faintly mirrored behind Lincoln's head, a clear indicator of a strong die clash event. The combination of doubling, die clash, die cracks, and a wrong planchet makes this coin a once-in-a-century find, a perfect storm of minting chaos that transformed a 1-cent coin into a $3 million masterpiece. But what makes this story even more fascinating is that it reveals just how complex the minting process truly is. Every coin goes through multiple stages: blank production, annealing, upsetting, forming rims, striking, inspection, and packaging, all at incredibly high speeds. With billions of coins struck each year, even a tiny fraction of a % error rate can produce hundreds of oddities, but finding one that combines several major errors in one coin is like winning the lottery. The U.S. Mint uses massive high-speed Schuler presses capable of striking more than 750 coins per minute, with precise alignment and pressure settings, but sometimes, a mechanical glitch, an improperly seated planchet, or a damaged die can cause chaos in a fraction of a second. If that error goes unnoticed by quality control, it can escape into circulation, waiting to be discovered by someone with a sharp eye and a bit of luck. The 2013 1 cent worth $3 million is believed to have come from a batch struck at the Philadelphia Mint, where no mint mark appears on the obverse. Some reports suggest that its weight was slightly higher than normal, around 3.1 grams, which immediately caught the attention of collectors, because standard post 1982 pennies weigh 2.5 grams due to their zinc core and thin copper plating. That extra 0.6 grams may not sound like much, but in the world of numismatics, it's a major red flag indicating that the coin might be made of a different metal entirely. Testing confirmed that the coin's composition didn't match normal 2013 specifications, showing traces of metals inconsistent with standard mint formula, leading experts to classify it as a transitional or wrong planchet error, which alone can push its value into 6 or 7 figures. However, the combination with dramatic doubling and visible die damage makes it nearly priceless to collectors who chase unique specimens. Some have even theorized that the coin could have been struck on a foreign planchet leftover from a coinage contract, something that has happened several times throughout history, such as the 1944 steel cent and the 1943 copper cent, both of which are legendary transitional errors worth millions. If a foreign blank accidentally found its way into the 2013 cent presses, it would explain the weight, composition, and striking differences. When such anomalies happen in modern minting, an era dominated by automation, they create an even bigger stir because they defy the expectation that machines don't make mistakes. Yet, they do, and those mistakes are worth fortunes. The incredible value of this coin also comes from its pristine condition. Coins that are found early or preserved immediately after minting tend to retain their luster and details, earning high grades from certification services like PCGS or NGC. The 2013 1 cent valued at $3 million was reportedly in mint state condition with full red luster, meaning it hadn't circulated or been exposed to handling that dulls the surface. Combine that with an ultra-rare error, and you have the perfect recipe for a record-breaking auction result. Collectors are willing to pay millions for coins that represent unique historical accidents, especially if they're certified and documented. What makes this story even more exciting is that experts believe there could be more undiscovered 2013 error cents out there. Not necessarily identical, but variations with double dies, misaligned strikes, off-center errors, or even partial blockage where one coin sticks to the die and leaves an incuse impression of its design on the next struck coin. Each of these error types can make a 2013 penny worth anywhere from a few hundred to several $1,000s depending on severity, visibility, and rarity. Off-center 2013 cents where the strike is misaligned by 50% or more, leaving part of the design missing and the rim blank, are especially desirable.